السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. من يطع الله ورسوله فقد رشد ومن يعص الله ورسوله فإنه لا يضر إلا نفسه. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وقضى ربك ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه وبالوالدين إحسانا إما يبلغن عندك الكبر أحدهما أو كلاهما فلا تقل لهما أف ولا تنهرهما وقل لهما قولا كريما. صدق الله العظيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. I have recited the ayah number 23 from Surah Al-Isra. And this ayah is, of course, is the topic of my talk today, inshallah. And the translation of this ayah is something like this. And your Rabb has decreed that you worship none but Him, and that you be dutiful to your parents. If one of them or both of them attain old age in your life, say not to them a word of disrespect, nor shout at them, but address them with honor. May Allah make us one of those who have treated our parents like that. And for those people who have the parents still alive, then they should listen very carefully what the Quran and Sunnah is saying about the treatment of the parents. The 5 places in the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put His rights along with the rights of the parents. Why Allah has given so much importance to the rights of the parents? We should ask this question to ourselves to see, because most of you are parent, or hopefully you, if not, you will be, or you have your own parents. And the difficulties they have gone through are a parent can relate to it. A person who does not have children will never be able to relate to it. That's why when we look at the equality of man and woman, then man and woman as a one boat are equal. But in relationship, man cannot be equal to woman, or vice versa. One thing which we have to understand, there are 3 things a man cannot do. They cannot be pregnant. They cannot breastfeed. And they cannot deliver. The delivery is not So this is what we have to understand. This is the, the woman is cannot be, man cannot be equal to the woman in that sense. And we have to understand why Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is saying in this hadith, and Abi Hurairah radiallahu anhu قال جاء رجل إلى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وقال يا رسول الله من أحق الناس بحسن صحابي قال أمك قال ثم من قال ثم أمك قال ثم من قال ثم أمك قال ثم من قال ثم أبوك. So the person is asking, the person came, Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, he narrating this hadith and saying that a person came and he asked, who should I honor or respect more, or my attention, my focus should be more to my mother or father in that sense. And Rasulullah said, your mother. And then he asked, after that he said, your mother. So three times Rasulullah replied, your mother. And the fourth time when he asked, he said, Abuk, your father. But it doesn't mean that there is a less respect for the father. And there is a hadith which says, Radiya Rabbi fi Radiya al-Walid wa Sakatu Rabbi fi Sakat al-Walid. Pleasure of Allah is in the pleasure of father. Displeasure of Allah is in the displeasure of the father. And there is a hadith which says, in ibadah, there is an ibadah, an act which is, there are two acts in fact, which you don't have to make efforts, and by looking at it, you earn the blessings. One is when you look at the Kaaba, the house of Allah, that's is one of the things, and the second is looking at your parents with love, especially father. Because the mother, the love is natural to mother, but the father is the one who is the bad guy. The father is the one who is, Allah has created like that. We have to understand the balance that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept in mother and father, the man and women. That the mother, she keep in the womb for 9 months, a child. And then she nurses the child for 2 years. And she is the one, Allah has given that feeling to her that whenever there is something happens, she is more worried than the father. It's the nature. The responsibilities are different. That's why in Islam, man and woman are not equal when it comes to relationship. Husband and wife are not equal. Father and son are not equal. The mother and daughter are not equal. Their relationships, there is no equality. There is no question there. So we have to understand this before we start discussing or we even start thinking. Now today, the parenting is more like if you want to please your children. It's so abusive in my opinion that when we try to please our children, the children should be pleasing us. We are the parents. Why don't we teach our children that you have to please us, because through us is your Jannah. You cannot get to the paradise without we being pleased. It should be in their head and their mind that we have to please. And the only way we can do it, either teaching or showing by example. So if your parents are alive, then you show to your children by treating your parents nicely. You have to lead from the front. And if you cannot able to do, you are going to see the same thing or worse when you get old. In the hadith, Rasulullah said, رغم أنف ثم رغم أنف ثم رغم أنف قيل من يا رسول الله قال من أدرك أبويه عندك الكبر أحدهما أو كلاهما فلم يدخل الجنة. And Rasulullah is saying that the person be destroyed or condemned 3 times. So the companion asked, who you are talking about? Prophet of Allah. And he said, it's someone who found the parent or father in old age, and he was not able to get the Jannah for himself. So this is what we have to understand, that the right the parents have on children. There's nothing mentioned in the Quran to love your children. No ayah, no hadith. You should, because Allah has given us in our heart, it is embedded that you love your children, you take care of your children. But opposite to that, we have so many ayat which are telling us again and again, be respectful, be nice to your parents. Here is the next ayat, the 24, ayah number 24. وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. And lower to them the wing of humility out of mercy and say, O my Rabb, have mercy upon them as they brought me up when I was young. Because the person, when people are get old, they start acting like children. They become irritated. It's difficult to have a deal with them and to talk to them. And this is when the children has to make sure that, because when they were young, they were asking, they were irritating, they were crying, they were sick, and who took care of them? So you have to look at it, and if you have your parents are alive and you have your own children, then you have a great chance to go by the examples, show them that how the respect and love for the parents should be there. Because in Islam, this is so much emphasis on the family life. If there is no respect of the parents, those families will be destroyed. The communities will be destroyed. The country will be destroyed. This is so much important that you keep that thing alive in you. You have to go extra mile, especially living in this society. Even in Muslim societies, in Muslim countries now, this is the same thing. They are following the West, the bad habits of the West. You're picking up, because these people that we see, they don't have any father, and their fatherless children that are being born, How many of them are illegitimate children? And this is a story of, these things are creeping in Muslim societies. And if I am not able to stop it, if you are not able to stop it, you will be responsible for it. And Allah will put you on the day of judgment and ask you why you are here, what you are doing. You are here to get some dollars. The dollar is not going to give you the Jannah. So you have to make sure that you follow the Quran and Sunnah, the teaching of the Quran and Sunnah, wherever you live. It doesn't matter if you're living in US or Pakistan or Middle East. It doesn't matter. It is the same Islam. And we have to make sure our children, they follow the Islam also. Our daughters, especially our daughters. Because we see what is happening in the society today. Muslim culture are so bad now because they have a mixed gatherings everywhere. There is no separation of sexes of men and women. Here is a hadith is saying that for a woman, the brother of the husband is the mouth, is the death. This is hadith in Bukhari. This is how strong is that? The brother of the husband. Because you are relaxed, you are free with that, and that they can take advantage, and it happens. And whether you respect whatever, you follow the Quran and Sunnah. You cover yourself, as Quran and Sunnah says. You have to dress nicely. We have to enforce in our families. We have to teach our children from a young age, not when they become teenagers. Then it is too late. You cannot handle it. They will have split personalities. They have a different personality at home, different at the school, maybe different at the masjid. So you have to make sure that there's one personality, and which is a Muslim personality, and that the sacrifice you have to give is much more than your parents have given the sacrifice, because you choose to come to this country where the challenges are much larger and much bigger than our own countries. Yes, maybe there's an economic factor in our countries, And some of us are not came here for the economic reason. We just came for our career. We just wanted more money. We say that, oh, we came for the children. No, no. We don't. We never came for children. We came for ourselves. Why we came for children? So it is all, we have to see what my intent is and what my intentions. If I am not able to control, if I am not able to explain to my children, if I am not able to show by example, then I will be responsible first. Then the children will be. And then we have to, a companion asked Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam about, can I, somehow or the other, if, can I do something for my father that it can, whatever favor he has done to me, then, that will be suffice for this. And Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam say, so you cannot repay the debt of your father, unless you find him enslaved. He is a slave somewhere, and you pay money to free him. The one companion asked, is that if I bring my mother on my back, she is sick, from Yemen for Hajj and complete the Hajj, she completes the Hajj on my back, do I repay my mother for her favors to me? And Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam say that is not even one night of difficulties she has faced while you were young. So you cannot compensate. So be respectful, because Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very harsh on this. And if you want to have a good family, a healthy family, a family you want to keep your legacy, then you be nice to your parents. Treat them well. وأقول قولي هذا وأستغفر لي ولكم في سائر المسلمين. Alhamdulillah. So I was talking about some of the ayat from Surah Al-Isra. And Surah Al-Isra, the ayat from 23 to ayat 38, they are dealing with the instructions about our social life, the social structure. And that's why the first thing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in setting up a social structure of a Muslim community is the first thing Allah says, وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ إِلَّا تَعْلَمُ. That first thing is that about the shirk. Do not assign partners. Do not do the shirk. Of course, our aqidah in that sense is good. We don't have any idol worshipping in Islam. No Muslim will do that. But we have the shirk khafi, the something which is hidden. We may worshipping the dollar more than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We cannot find time to learn Islam, to learn the Quran, to understand the Quran, to live our life according to the Quran and Sunnah. How much time I have, I keep reminding in my khutbahs to all of you that please remember that how much time you have spent for your Jannah, how much time, and how much time you have spent for a few dollars here. Compare it. You want for a life which is forever, never ending life, and this life is so short that you don't even know that you will be able to reach home or not. Who is intelligent enough to understand that where I should be investing my time and money? How much time I have taken out from my routines, and to make sure that I am learning. I am putting in some credit in my hereafter, putting hours, efforts, because the results are not in my hand. Allah has not given me the ability, but in that sense, even to the Prophet also. But I will be judged based on how much effort I am doing, how much efforts I have done. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explains that in the surah very clearly. So we have to understand And if I'm not understanding and not making any effort for it, you don't want to go in that situation where you have nothing to show to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That will be a bad day because we cannot return and fix ourselves. This will be the end. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. The time is fleeting, the life is short, and you can only be saved if you do these four things: the Iman, the Amal الصالحات, the Tawasi بالحق وتواصي بالصبر. May Allah give us the understanding of His Deen. May Allah give us the strength of the Iman. May Allah give us the determination so that we will be able to learn and implement the Deen on our life, first on ourselves and then on our families, inshallah. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك وسلم للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا وآتنا ما وعدتنا على رسلك ولا تخزنا يوم القيامة إنك لا تخلف الميعاد. عباد الله رحمكم الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. فاذكروني يذكركم واشكروا لي ولا تكفروا. في صلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
Please make a straight line. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. قد أفلح المؤمنون الذين هم في صلاتهم خاشعون والذين هم عن اللغو معرضون والذين هم للزكاة فاعلون والذين هم لفروجهم حافظون إلا على أزواجهم أو ما ملكت أيمانهم فإنهم غير ملومين. ومن ابتغى وراء ذلك فأولئك هم العادون والذين هم لأماناتهم وعهدهم راعون والذين هم على صلواتهم يحافظون أولئك هم الوارثون الذين يرثون الفردوس هم فيها خالدون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا هل أدلكم على تجارة تنجيكم من عذاب أليم تؤمنون بالله ورسوله وتجاهدون في سبيل الله بأموالكم وأنفسكم ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون يغفر لكم ذنوبكم ويدخلكم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار ومساكن طيبة في جنات عدن ذلك الفوز العظيم وأخرى تحبونها نصر من الله وفتح قريب وبشر المؤمنين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Uh, may God for the people who watch from here, and some people they watch from the internet. May God that they, Imam, mashallah, remind us important things as you need to see the game on the internet. There's a recording of today's khutbah. We really khutbah before that. So make dua for that, inshallah. Just want to mention very quickly, and I told the Imam that I retired from my work after working for more than 30 years. And I worked 10 years in another state. For about 40 years I've been working. But at the same time, I didn't lose the fact that we have to do so much work in our community, in our masajid, in our thing. And we want to make dua for one family for we have been helping for a long time in overseas, who was a widow and husband had passed away for 5 years, and she had a lot of girls and small boys to take care of it. And we have been helping, inshallah, not to tell a lot of people right now, but more details gonna come. So make dua. And last week we were talking about the bill for the Virginia Power,
And one brother said that, and I talked to him. He's not here today. He's going to give us something, but if you guys can give it to us, it's $98. It's not much for many people, but you can put it whatever in the donation, or you can give it outright with the niyyah. Make dua for our Imam that he pointed out so many things. Inshallah, I hope you can remember that and listen to his khutbah on the internet. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Good to see you.